So you mentioned the term persona. Tell us what you would describe the meaning of persona.
Okay. For me, it has a lot to do with position and department, although I would love to hear if you disagree with that. So for me, somebody in marketing operations is going to care about very different things than somebody who's a CMO. So differentiating between the two and seeing when they come into the sales cycle and what influential points that they tend to pull on,
Right.
that's really important for me.
Is that the customer? Is that what you mean by the persona? Customer
Yes.
persona.
On the buyer committee. So usually there's 8 people there. I want
Right.
to know who those 8 people are and when they get involved.
Okay. So you're talking about fairly complex high-end sales.
Yes. So usually over 50K, you've got a long sales cycle that's typically 60 plus days.
Right. Okay. Right. So we're not talking about someone like just one person making a buying decision from one company. You're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. I wish, because that would make my job a lot easier.
So because you're doing that collecting, that's easier to connect. But if you've got sort of like you're trying to target a persona in a particular marketplace, um, and it's just one decision maker, you have to collect a fair bit of information about them, don't you, to be able to say this fits the persona we think is our sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go, well, buyer's going to be, she works professional services, she earns $200,000 a year, she comes from a developed country, she has 2 children, a cat, has a mortgage, and she's married, for example, or has a partner. So that's sort of like, and I have heard personas just being used as well. That's a little bit. Personas are just this is our typical person, but some people are starting to use more things like psychographics. In other words, what are the problems you're trying to solve as well, and you try and attach that to a persona. Like what are their pain points? Why are they buying this?
That's
Yeah,
exactly what we're trying to dig into.
yeah,
And the way that we try to get to, well, it's multi-pronged. We do a lot of interviewing. We do a lot of discussions, but we also can see what content's being consumed, what
right.
keywords they're using, how they're actually making it to the page. So there's a lot of detail we can get in what they're interested in and what draws them in initially. And that can help us answer some of those questions about pain points and what are we trying to solve? Because a lot of our content is thought leadership based. It's not about the product. So we can get into what's motivating them to make a change in the first place.